Hey there, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Comic Book Geezers. I'm your host, Pete, and my co-host over here.
I'm Wild Bill, the Unknown Comic. How is everybody? Welcome back, comic book fans and comic book lovers.
You guys getting ready for Halloween? We are.
Yeah, totally.
So we figured in the spirit of Halloween, like we do every year, let's talk about horror comics and monster comics. And both Bill and I have gotten a whole bunch of recent acquisitions in the kind of horror, sci-fi,
so this is like horror
themes.
recent acquisitions, like episode
28
or something like that, and we got a bunch of them.
We got a bunch of them. So let's pick the older stuff. I guess my stuff is a little bit. All right, so
go ahead.
Most people know the series called Adventures into Fear, right? Pretty popular in the
Man Thing appeared.
Exactly, but before it actually became Adventures into Fear and started featuring the Man Thing and other characters like Morbius and so on, it was just called Fear. And it was no different than Journey into Mystery and Where Monsters Dwell and
Monsters
all that kind
Unleashed.
of stuff. Monsters Unleashed, Monsters on the Prowl, all that stuff. Basically an excuse to have a lot of short stories and reprints of
Reprints from
stories.
books from the 50s and early 60s.
So here is issue number 1, okay? And these early Fears were also 25
I like the label
centers.
on the front.
Yeah, right? It's trying to tear that off. They're impossible. So our friends in Texas have apparently, from what people have told us, have listened to us, and they're now starting.
They're not listening to me. I've had 3 orders and still getting labels on the front.
Well, but I guess it's old inventory. So when they get new inventory, what they're doing is
go to the old inventory and change the bags and put the labels on the back.
That's too much of a pain in the ass, right?
It is. That is definitely. I understand
that.
So they just wait for me to buy them, which is what's going on. But I got to say, my last order I got from them, I just got an order this weekend with a bunch of Spider-Mans, and they're
putting them on the back.
I bought 10 comics and 8 had labels on the back. Thank you guys.
Yeah, so they're
and
listening.
If we had something to do with that, thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
It's a better experience, right? It's a better consumer experience.
It's a better way of saving your comics,
right? And especially for us who are doing a show, because it kind of sucks to be showing stuff that has these stickers on the front.
I always flip them around.
Yeah,
but
I should start doing that too. But anyway,
then
back to Fear, right?
Yes.
So
what issue you got there? That's
so this is number 1. So the early issues of Fear were double issues. So you see, it says 25 cents. These were actually at the
Probably
time
12 cents at the time.
Or 15,
12 or
15 centers. So basically, these have a slew of monster, sci-fi, and horror stories.
Probably like 6 or 7 stories in there.
At least, yeah. These are pretty thick. So this is issue number 1. I just got these real recently. And again, Jack Kirby covers here. Obviously, no surprise. Most of the stories inside were drawn by Kirby or Steve Ditko.
Yeah,
Majority
Ditko did a lot of horror.
Yeah, he did. So here is the Monster X. Okay, this is a pretty cool issue. I just got done reading this one. This was actually a pretty neat story. So here you have, what is it called?
I just thought of
Zootak. What's that?
That Monster X?
Yeah.
How come he never fought the X-Men?
I don't know. Probably maybe later on. I don't know. Monster X versus the X-Men.
I like that idea.
So this story is Zootak. So this is an interesting story. So it's a story. It's a story about a guy. He's actually an artist, right? And what he does is he writes for a science fiction magazine and he draws monsters. That's what he does. So his editor every month says, you got to come up with a new monster. You got to come up with a new monster, and he's very popular. His art's very popular. So then he meets this kind of like Swami guy. That's the best thing I can call him. And the guy's like, oh, I have a gift for you. And he gives him this paint set.
Like a bad Godzilla.
I know, exactly. That's kind of what this issue reminded me of anyway, like the monster attack.
Sorry to interrupt.
So the Swami guy gives him this paint set, and he gives him a special easel, right? So the guy goes and he starts painting with this paint set, and it makes what he paints
reality
come to 3D.
Really?
And then all of a sudden it leaps off the page. So what he did was, because this guy specializes in monsters, he draws this guy, the
green dude?
Zootak, no, the blue guy right here. He draws him, Zootak, is it Tic Tac?
Tic Tac.
He draws him, and of course he begins to go 3D. He pops off the page, starts growing, and that was the plan of the Swami guy all along, to get him to create a monster that he could then take over the world with.
Oh, really?
Right? So the monster starts rampaging and destroying shit. So the artist is like, oh my god, what can I do? What can I do? So what does
Erase
he do?
him.
He goes and creates another one to go fight him.
Really?
So then the two monsters start going at it, and then the Swami guy is, no, I command both of you, stop fighting. And they're in like this gigantic cathedral or whatever, and
so
they start fighting, and they destroy the cathedral. The cathedral comes down, kills both the monsters. The Swami guy gets hit with a rock. He gets amnesia. And
Okay.
And then
he forgets what he did.
He forgets what he did. So then so everything is back to normal. So the artist goes back to his editor, and the editor's getting on his case about you need to come up with a better monster. So he's like,
what are you talking
he's like,
about?
well, why don't I use this guy?
A church. What are you talking about?
It's like, so why don't I? He draws this guy, and the editor looks. He goes, that's a crappy looking monster. The fans will never like that. Nobody will ever like that. I mean, well, the guy's thinking, if you only knew what I just went through with this monster. So a real hokey story, but really funny.
I like that one. Ooh,
yeah, it's actually pretty funny. So, and
I like that.
So
that was
number 3. So Bill's got we got a couple from, and I had these two. I just didn't bring them.
Yeah, I told him to save the trip.
So here's
this is the oldest Fear in my collection. This is it right here.
And we showed this one before, but again, I love the cool kind of split screen here. And of course, you know who drew all that. So this is The Earth is Doomed When Lokar Stalks and I Turned Into a Martian. All right. Again, another double issue as a 25 center. And then we've got number 5, which is I Am the Gorilla Man.
Huh.
This is
with multiple panels.
With multiple panels. This is another crazy story. So basically, this scientist figures out that he can take animals and he puts like these. It's all out of like the Frankenstein shit, right? So he sits himself and an animal on like these tables with these things attached to their
electrodes,
and then his mind goes into the animal's body, and the animal's mind goes into his.
Okay.
So he does this initially with a cat. All of a sudden, he's in the cat's body. He's like, oh, this is great. Pulls the switch, goes back into his own body. Then he figures, I want to go get an animal that it's strong, that can help me take over the world. So he gets a gorilla.
Okay.
And so he goes and he switches his mind into the gorilla's body and vice versa. And then he's in the gorilla's. He's like, oh, I'm strong. I'm going to go take over the world. But what he fails to recognize is that the gorilla is superior intellect and like a cat and close to a human.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't want to leave his body, the human's body.
So the gorilla's in the human's body and he doesn't want to leave. It's like, again, it's crazy.
Because it's a step up for him. He's human now.
Exactly. So it's
I like that.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Then this one, number 6, is another.
Number 6?
Yeah.
Here we got a Gil Kane cover here.
Yeah, this one is mine.
Yep.
These are again.
This is a good one as well.
This was the oldest in my collection up until number 4 came along. Yes, I got these at a con recently.
So here we have number 7. So now it's back to regular size issues. Another Gil Kane cover here. I Dream of Doom. This is an interesting story about a guy who is having all these crazy nightmares about this creature night after night after night, and he's like, I can't go back to sleep. He's going to kill me in my dreams. So he goes to the hospital, and the doctors tell him they make him stay there and go to sleep. He doesn't want to go to sleep. As it turns out, he's actually from another world.
Who, the dude?
The dude.
He doesn't know it?
He doesn't know it.
Yeah, he had amnesia too?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I bet he did. Yeah, obviously he did.
Number 8, It Crawls by Night. This is actually kind of like a tree kind of vine creature. This is a pretty cool issue right here. In fact, there's actually 2 stories in here that have similar type creatures. Okay. Strangely enough, yeah.
All right.
And then we have this one.
Which one is this?
This is number 9. This is the last one I'm going to show today. This is right before all the Man-Thing stuff and everything started.
Yeah, Man-Thing comes in at number 10.
So this cover is completely bait and switch, not even a bait and switch. So so here's your cover. You got this guy underwater fighting this like octopus, right? Yeah. And the story is about an island of criminals, okay, that's being run by the military. So they're instead of keeping all these criminals, really bad criminals, in a prison, they have them on an island. And this character right here is a real bad dude. He winds up escaping. Okay. And he goes into the water to go swim away. And in the last panel of the story, he's in the water, and an octopus is squeezing him to death. Okay. Meanwhile, there's no octopus in the whole rest of the story. It's not even a horror story.
So he's the last panel.
So basically, they give everything away right here on the cover.
Okay.
Lame.
So you felt cheated at the end.
I felt cheated, yeah. I did not like this at all. I was like, come on. I love the cover.
It's a nice cover.
Yeah, it's a nice cover. Why don't you go to some of those Journey into Mystery?
Okay.
So these are Journey into Mystery reprints, okay, which were done in the 70s.
Yes.
Not to be confused with the Journey into Mystery, the early one. Well, these are reprints from that and also before Thor took over, yeah.
Yeah, this is volume 2.
Yep.
This is like 1972 or 73.
Yeah, I think so.
Journey into Mystery. I think it only went like 19 issues or 20-some-odd issues. It didn't really go far. But I was browsing.
It's a way for people who miss those stories. I mean,
Yeah. Great covers here, Journey into Mystery. In fact, when I found these Journey into Mysteries, I did not know. Of course, I thought of Thor right off the bat. So when I opened one up and saw it was volume 2, I thought these were pretty cool. And again, these are reprints. Here's a story about a guy they thought was dead and they're going to bury him.
No.
He wakes up as in the funeral procession. Kind of cool. This one, I think they made a big deal about with this one. Flimsy. This is like a Yeti, like an abominable snowman kind of story.
Yeah, it's a great cover.
Definitely cool. And then this is number 14.
Yeah, I like that one.
You know, like a giant monster. Good cover. And then I really like this cover coming up.
That's very cool.
Number 15, Journey into Mystery. They're like fire monsters,
Molten Monster Walks.
Yes. Not Molten Man.
Not the Molten Man, the Molten Monster.
Because he's way bigger than Molten Man. Yeah. But I like that concept. This is a really cool cover. And this one's okay.
That's a pretty cool cover. That reminds me of a cover of another cover, and I've been since I looked at it before.
Probably
I can't place it.
Monsters on the Prowl or something.
Yes, yeah, it's very similar. Very similar.
Definitely another some kind of water creature, swamp thing. And what else you got over there?
All right, so I got a bunch of creatures on the loose recently. And I'm going to show this one in our upcoming call.
I got one recently too.
You did. Well, pull it out. All right. So
well, I might when you get there. Let's see.
Okay, number 18. Yeah, that's.
You got it.
I do.
Oh, okay.
So here's number 10. So this features a short story of Kull. Kinkle, actually. So and we're going to get more in depth in this on our Kull episode, which is coming up in a few weeks. But this actually was a very short story drawn by Bernie Wrightson.
Is this one of the first introductions of Kull? Before he had his own mag? So this is the first appearance of Kull in Marvel?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Okay.
Drawn by Bernie Wrightson, and I will tell you, as someone who's read all the Kull stuff, not digging it. I like Bernie Wrightson as an artist, but man, drawing Kull, did not like it at all.
No,
and it's such
Barry
a short...
Smith is the guy for that kind of stuff, right?
For Conan, but you know what? I think that Mike Plug did a great job on the Kull stuff. I also thought that Johnny and Marie Severin did a fantastic job.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah, they're a great team too. But a good issue nonetheless, and we've got some other ones here. So number 11.
I've showed this one before.
Yeah, Moomba.
Yeah.
It's a great cover. Kirby-licious right there. Here we go. I was captured by Corilla, number 12. Corilla, short for gorilla. My guess is it's a female gorilla. I haven't read this yet.
I don't know, but okay.
Very dark cover. I'm not really a big fan of it. It's too dark.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to make stuff out. I think Bill has shown this
I had this one, I bought this one at a flea market a few years ago.
Krogar.
Same thing. The guy comes out of the TV.
Yeah. They've used that
Sound familiar?
Times. Yep. Number 14. All right.
That's a cool cover.
That is a pretty neat cover, yeah. And again, I haven't read these last couple. Bill has shown this one before. Number 15.
That one I don't think I have.
No, maybe I've shown it before.
Yeah, I think you have. Yeah.
Sprague. Okay, and then we've got a whole bunch here with Gulliver Jones, Warrior of Mars. So what they did was they did a whole run in Creatures on the Loose of this kind of like John Carter of Mars. I guess this is before they did the John Carter series.
And then
so again, inspired by all the Edgar Rice Burroughs.
And then they switch over to another warrior character, Thongor.
Thongor, yeah, exactly.
Which is another Robert E. Howard character, right?
Yep, a brief one, yep. So here you got all sorts of cool stuff.
Number 18.
Yeah, 18 we both got here.
How does yours look? Mine's a little beat up on top.
Yeah, colors. You have deeper colors on yours.
I got brighter colors, yeah?
Yeah, your color's a little more red than mine.
Mine colors pop.
Yeah, a little bit more than mine.
Around here.
A little bit more. Yeah, yours got more red. You have more red in yours, especially in the creature. That's where I'm looking, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, your creature looks a little more red. But it's a great cover. Classic Gil Kane stuff here. And then the Red Barbarian of Mars. So again, I have not read these, so I'm not sure if these are actual. If
bait and switches or
I don't know.
Or reprints.
I don't know. I don't think they're reprints. What I'm curious is if this character was actually written by Burroughs and if it has anything to do with
that's a really cool monster.
The John Carter stuff. Because it looks like John Carter, the Warlord of Mars stuff. Yeah. But I don't know who the character is. So did they do this? They obviously did this before they did the John Carter series.
Yeah.
But what I don't know is he related at all? So Gulliver Jones, Warrior of Mars. Oh, and I didn't notice this next cover that you're gonna like.
The Monsters and the Maiden. The Monster and the Maiden. Okay. Is that your last one?
Your last one, and this is a special cover. This is drawn by Jim Steranko.
Okay.
Which I just noticed right now. And you can tell that he's unmistakable. So look at the detail of all this down below. Very, very
Which
cool.
is something that you don't see nowadays.
Yeah. So that's the last of my creature feature stuff for today. Bill's got a bunch more. So
Ghost Rider, number 20. I needed this, and finally got a hold of it. So that's not bad. Sticking on the Ghost Rider topic, I picked these up few months ago. I don't know if I showed this off, but this is a great cover. Marvel Spotlight number 10 featuring the Ghost Rider, who first appeared with number 5, which I don't have.
Mike Plug artwork.
Yes.
And here too. I love this cover.
Number 9.
Yeah, that's a great one right there.
I also have 8 and 6 I got from Pete. And that's it for my Marvel spots. But I've shown those off before. Got this one at a flea market last month. Another Marvel Spotlight featuring the Son of Satan. And this is only my second copy of Son of Satan. I have one issue from his 8-issue run. And this is my first Son of Satan from Marvel Spotlight.
Did you hear they're going to be doing a
movie about him?
Not a movie, a show on the new Marvel streaming service, the Disney streaming service. It's going to be called Hellstrom. It's all Damien Hellstrom. Yeah, it's Son of Satan. They're not going to call it Son of Satan, obviously.
Yeah, Tomb of Darkness. Recently picked this up. Love this cover.
That's awesome.
Definitely in great shape.
The axe cometh down.
Yeah, he wants to join, but he doesn't know that you got to get your head lopped off to join the club. So he changed in his mind. He's toast. Adventures into Fear.
Here we go.
We're just talking about that.
Yep.
This is the second appearance of Morbius. His first appearance was number 20. So I just got this in the mail this weekend. Nice acquisition. The label was on the front of the bag too, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let's see you turn that around.
Yeah, I had to. Good one here. Brother Voodoo.
Yep. Cool character.
Yeah, definitely cool. I needed this one from Strange Tales. Again, another label on the front. These were all labels on the front at one point.
That's a good one right there.
This, amazingly, has the reprint of the first issue of Amazing Fantasies, which later on, when it was discontinued, the last issue had the first Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So, Amazing Fantasies, number 1 is in here. And there's another reprint of another first issue, but I didn't write it down on the back. So that's pretty cool. Strange Tales 176 with the Golem.
Another cool character.
Yeah, they didn't do enough with him.
No.
So
they really tried a lot of these horror characters to monsters to make them like regular characters in their own books.
Fans didn't take off with it.
No.
Adventure Comics. This is my third Spectra comic. He appeared in this title from DC Comics. This is the third one I have. This is another recent
Spectre was a badass dude, man. It's like, and he's like was one of the most powerful DC characters, I think.
Crypt of Shadows.
Oh, there we go.
Number 1.
That's a good one.
Finally got it. It's a little beat up. Some rips up here in the corner. But it's for the colors are still pretty clean though on it for a number 1. I needed it. So needed this one too. Vault of Evil number 7.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
This is a 23 issue run. And I'm getting there.
I love the tweet. This is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, honey.
I love you, honey. Yeah.
Jeez. Do you love me now?
Yeah. He wants a divorce. He's not getting it.
He'd be lucky to escape with his life.
Topps Baseball Card Company also did comics, which I was surprised. So I first found out when they did Dracula, which was Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula from 93. Robert De Niro played Frankenstein in 94, and this is a 4-part series from that movie. This was if you saw the movie, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, 1994. This guy played Dr. Frankenstein. This is Victor Frankenstein.
I think he also directed the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be. Issue number 2. There's the monster, I believe, right there. Is that De Niro?
Yeah, it looks like him.
There's a more better depiction of De Niro as the monster.
Yep.
I didn't like his makeup as the monster.
Yeah,
he looked more like a burnt guy to me.
Yeah.
You know?
It was all right.
He needed the bolt. He should have had a flat head, like Karloff. Yeah. This is the 4th and last issue.
The Bride. So now, since Topps did this, did they also have there's cards?
Trading cards on the back.
Okay, that's kind of spurred doing the comics.
And this bag has been sealed. I didn't open it. All these have been sealed. The others I put backboards on, but yeah, they have cards. I bet you want to see.
Sure. We love cards.
This one was opened.
I
got hosed.
So much for that.
Yeah.
No card in there.
No. What was that number?
That was
3. I guess it was just number 4. Because I bought 1, 2, and 3 at a flea market, and then I found 4 like a year later. Sorry, guys. It's just number 4. you've been cheated like me. All right? You can file a complaint, but nothing's going to happen.
That's right. So I hope you like this episode of more monster and horror stuff that we've gotten recently.
This is our October 2017 edition.
Yep, exactly.
More monsters coming at you.
Yeah.
I'm Wild Bill saying thanks for being here. And as always, thank you for subscribing and your views and your comments. We appreciate your hits. And keep coming back.
That's right.
We're doing some more stuff. We got a couple things in the works. So
yeah, we got more horror and monster stuff because as we're leading up to Halloween, so look out for an episode on Jack Kirby's The Demon.
Yeah,
and a very special episode with a very special guest. We're going to be talking about Morbius. We're going to do an episode all with Morbius. Bill's actually going to go on hiatus for that one, and we're going to bring back. I can't believe we're bringing this guy back.
The Fiend is coming back. The Fiend is going to co-host with Pete.
He's out of prison, and he says he's gone on the straight and
we're only doing it because you did not request it. So, yeah, I'm going to do the Fiend again.
He wants to come back, and he wants to make peace with everybody. So
Morbius will be a perfect selection for the Fiend to do his evil bidding. That's why he's coming back.
You'll be coaching.
You'll have fun.
Yeah.
And if not, you can take a week off and come back. I'm Wild Bill saying thanks for being here, as always.
Peace.
Take it easy.
Guys. See you.
Bye-bye.